Hello everyone, it's Kay here and I'm here again today to share another album. It's quite small, it's 6 inches in length and just 4.5 inches across, roughly speaking. And again, I've gone to Ephemera Vintage Garden for my source of digipapers. Again, it's birds, but they are absolutely delightful. And this kit is called Love and Hope, and it was designed this year, 2017. So there are the details of EphemeraVintagegarden.com. If you like what you see today, then do go along and check out this kit. It is absolutely gorgeous. I know I keep saying that, and I'm a sucker for really good digipapers, but I do like to share things, and this really is such a beautiful, beautiful kit. As you can see, it's just an ordinary album. What I've done on the front here, and you can just see the gleam, I've covered and sealed the papers with Mod Podge, basically because I didn't want any wear and tear. I've kept decoration to an absolute minimum on the front. I could have just left the birds actually, but decided a little doily with a flower and a doodad and a bit of feather would be quite in keeping with the kit itself. And then on the side you're just seeing what I've covered the journal or the album with, a couple of strips of paper here, and then I just fashioned this lacy ribbony dangle plus the key, and then that tiny little shell on top with the pearl in it, just to finish off and hide the workings of the knot that's holding all the bits and pieces together. You can actually make out the glue there, but I will endeavour to trim that off. And then this is the back of the journal, and you'll see again that these digital papers are just gorgeous. The detail on them is phenomenal. It has been somewhat subdued by the Mod Podge because I'd already inked the edges with distress ink. I think it was Vintage Photograph, perhaps, I can't remember now, and that hadn't quite dried before I proceeded to put the Mod Podge on, but in effect all it's done is aged the paper that little bit more and given it that aged feel when you see it up close. But it really is rather lovely. I've just put some bronze coloured metal corners in place to aid with the durability of this album, and used this lovely grosgrain ribbon to love and to cherish, which could be a wedding, but you know, if you love someone you cherish them, so it's all in keeping for everyday use, so to speak. And then you open up like so, and we're directly into the journal. I've not sealed the inside pages, that wasn't strictly necessary, but here's a little discreet tuck spot. I've still got the glue on it. I need to go through and get rid of all of that, which just opens up that way to more of this beautiful, beautiful imagery. The 3 little birds, the dog roses, the accounting, it's just gorgeous. It really, really is. I'll just bring it up a tad closer for you. And that closes back and folds back, and then there's a page here, and I've just used the lace again, just a couple of layers to take the plainness off the outside, but there is the bird there with the letter in its beak. And the next page I've just made a little pocket, and there's an image there, and she is rather a lovely girl in all her vintage glory. Really, really, really pretty, but the clarity, considering it's a digital kit and it is down to you to print it out, is wonderful. It really is. This is a die that was suggested by a Patricia, I'm trying to think of Patricia's name, YouTube name, but she's recently bought these dies. They're Creelys, I think it is, and they're huge tags, and you can just turn them into pockets and so on like that, and they fit this kind creolites, I can't remember, I am sorry. I'll leave a link if I can find the name again. Another page here which is quite plain. The glory with this is, of course, that it is so decorative. You actually don't need to put anything else on it, but it doesn't stop the recipient using paper clips to keep bits and pieces together and keep them safe within the journal. This is a little patchwork page with the bird that I fussy cut out again. Just some little bits of ephemera from the kit, and it just lends itself to this kind of project so much. It's lovely. More bird and flower, a little bit of lace, and then here is the mandatory belly band. I do like belly bands. They give you the opportunity to put a lot of extra little bits that perhaps otherwise you wouldn't be able to fit into the journal. And then that's the 3 birds from the cover, but clearly if you cut them down they look different, which is rather lovely. I made this little journaling book, and this was 4 images on the sheet. I can't remember, I printed it out on an A4 sheet, and there were 4 of these images on the sheet, which are really very lovely. I just love the bird cage and the flowers again, and the music in the background. It's just so vintage and so lovely. And then used ordinary copier paper once again for journaling and keeping notes, and then the centre I've tied off with just a little bronze effect rose, which I'm hoping you could see, and this little timepiece denoting the seasons. I just felt that was in keeping with what I was trying to do with this album, and then inked around the edges and left it plain so that journaling and note-taking can take place. I may well put a little bit of glitter on here. I feel I'm missing that, and it wouldn't actually come amiss, but I'll think on that one because it is very decorative in its own right. And that just slots in there under the belly band like so. I've just inked around the edges there in a pink colour, and I'm blessed if I can remember what the name is. I do apologise. Then we go on to the next page, and there's another belly band there, and there are some more bits of the ephemera. That's the other 2 images from the page that I took the little notebook from, and I just folded it in half without clearing the white between the 2 images and turned it into the journal that I showed you previously. That's a little receipt there, and a glorious tag with those 3 beautiful birds on again, all finished nicely, plenty of room for writing and attaching bits and pieces too. That was rather a plainer piece from the kit, but it's because I've cut it down to utilise in the album, not because there wasn't very much going on in it. And then I fussy cut around this and just put that little plaque on the bottom. You'll have recognised this from before. This was the front flap that I folded over. There are enough pages not to duplicate, but I wanted to in this instance because I wanted the theme current and throughout with the birds and the journaling there. More of the lace, a double layer just to finish. A little side pocket here with more lace, and this lovely little lady here. That's a different one, but they are just super images. And that one, it was, oh, that went a bit blurred, didn't it? Hopefully you got it there. And this was another superb page. I just put a tiny little corner pocket down at the bottom there, and it was a shame really to take away from the beauty of the paper, but I did need to get a couple more little bits and pieces in to use as tuck spots. Here is another journaling tag, and this one's been decorated with the doily and the wooden heart, like so. It's very, very pretty, I think. And then there is room on the back for notation of dates and things like that, if that's what the recipient wanted to do. And that just sits over there like so. And there is room on the page there for journaling. Then there's a full square pocket here with more ephemera and this delightful little envelope that is from the one of the first images that I used in the early pages of the album. Another of the little delicate ladies there, and another of the receipt cards. But these are things that just appeal to me, and it's what I actually chose to put into the album. Clearly, if you chose to take this digital kit yourselves, you might find other bits that appeal to you more. It's very much personal taste when you're making something like this. And then that's the back page with the side-long pocket there, and again you can see the beautiful detail in the flowers and the birds and all the little forget-me-nots in the wreath there, just delightful. A bit more lace, and then these gorgeous, gorgeous tags that you could actually use on gifts or just use as areas for journaling. They really are delightful. If I show you the back, they are totally clear and ready for someone to put their own stamp on them, so to speak. So that is today's make. It's taken me a couple of days to do it, and you might be thinking, oh gosh, why has she done another album? It's because this one is another very, very easy album to make using the stack the deck principle in putting your journal together. So what you actually do is do your scoring, but you do it whilst you've got your pages cut out and ready to use. So there's no fixing down of pages. The spine and the pages are as one when you come to make it. And this I gained from Mariescrapbooking, who I think is a Swedish lady, but her channel is absolutely marvellous. And what she does is puts down subtitles so that you can actually see where she's got her inspiration from and what she's doing with her project. So I may well go on, because it is such a delight to do. I may well go on and do a tutorial for those of my subbies who haven't actually seen the process, because hinges notoriously, if you don't get them right, throw the whole of your album out of kilter. And this is, I think, the only surefire way that I've seen out of all the videos that I've watched on YouTube that allows you to do it all in one. And I just think it would be invaluable, especially for people just starting out making albums, especially for people that have dexterity issues. You know, if your fingers are a little bit stiff, or if your hands just don't want to play on certain days, then this is the album for you. So as I say, I've got a bit of a busy time coming up, but I will endeavour to do the tutorial and just let you see how easy it is for something like this to be put together. So I'll thank you for sharing this time with me again today. I do appreciate the fact that people are taking the time to watch and leaving me such lovely comments, which are hugely appreciated. It does make it all worthwhile when you actually see that someone has not only enjoyed what they've seen, but that they feel they would like to have a go at it themselves. And if I can make that process easy for you, or easier for you, then I'm very happy to do so. Again, if you're interested in the kit and you find it at all to your taste, then this is the place to go. There are some gorgeous kits on there. They're very reasonably priced, and all you do is purchase them. The files then get sent to your computer for downloading. You save them and you print them off as and when you require them. So it's a really convenient way to have beautiful papers to hand that you can work with. So I'll once again say thank you for sharing this time with me. Take care everyone, and happy crafting. Bye bye for now.